In the winter of 1960, specifically in the Swiss Alps, Heartwarming was born. Hytham is the name of the falcon's son, who was born with an older brother who would later compete with him for the throne. This is because their father, the falcon, is considered the king of birds in the valley where they live. Hubal is not the only one who is competing. His father also has more than one competitor. The first is the sniper killer. He is a big man who lives in the forest. His only goal is to hunt and sell or eat them. As for the second, he is also a falcon like him, but he survives the first and does not escape from his fight with the second, and the big falcon dies. Hubble leaves his brother and mother alone in the same place. Lucas, the son of the hunter Keller, grows up and always prefers to be alone and away from his father because of a problem that happened to him when he was young, which caused his mother's death. We will talk about this in a bit. The two falcons will fight when they grow up because one of them will take the throne after their father's death. They don't wait until they grow up. They start as soon as their feathers start to ruffle. The first fight between them causes the falcon Hubble to fall from a very high rock. If any normal person fell from it, their body would be shattered. Fortunately, after his brother lets him fall, he keeps throwing himself on tree branches everywhere until he falls on a large grass that saves him from the shock of the ground. The falcon lives, and his mother hears him when she comes back from her hunting trip, but she prefers to help his other brother than him. Being alone in the forest must be very tough, especially since it is winter. He will be coveted by many animals because he can't even fly, and that is what actually happens. The next day, the dog attacks him and is about to kill him, but Lucas calls him, who is very attached to the falcon. It is difficult for him to be alone in the forest. He guessed that he fell from the nest on the mountain rock. He then takes him and puts his jacket on him and makes a small nest for him to sleep in from his pillow. He steals food from his father and eats it. Lucas almost considers him his only friend in his solitude. All of this is without his father knowing. Denzer, the forest shepherd, is very happy. Lucas started to do something to occupy him after he was very depressed since the day his mother died. Denzer starts to help him and brings him food that is good for the falcon and teaches him that he must be exposed to the sun for a long time so that his feathers grow. Lucas forgets the door of his father's farm open after he finished cleaning it. This made the little wolves enter and kill more than one chick in it. Keller runs to try to save anything, but he arrives too late. He keeps calling for Lucas and looking for him everywhere, but he can't find him. Lucas took a dead chicken and went to his hut to give it to the little falcon. He finds him among more than one dog who managed to enter the hut to eat him. Fortunately, he arrives in time and saves his owner, the falcon. While he sees a picture of his mother, he opens the Bible on an old story we all know about when Kabil killed his brother Abel and took over his throne. Since then, Lucas decided to name the falcon Abel, especially after he saw his brother growing up on the same rock where he was. His mother is the one who brings him food. Poor Abel is away from his family all the time. Lucas tries to teach him to fly since he is young because he feels that his feathers are starting to fluff up and become colored. Denzer tells him that he is still a long way from flying. He has to tempt him, such as putting food on his stick and letting him fly so he can fetch it himself. He tells him that he has asked his father's permission and he will take him to live with him in the house so that he can help him and they can both take care of the falcon. This makes Lucas somewhat happy because surely anything is better than living in an open hut where dogs keep entering. The second falcon's mother teaches her son how to fly and throws the food far away from him so that he has an incentive to spread his wings in the air to get it. After 1, 2, and 3 attempts, he is able to fly and get the food himself. And this is what makes Lucas try in any way to teach Abel to fly like him. So he raises the nest he is sitting in with a rope up and ties the food to a hook so that he can fly and get it. But he doesn't know how, because of course his understanding of it won't be the same as his brother's understanding of his mother, because they are both falcons. But after 1 or 2 attempts, Abel is finally able to fly. This makes Lucas very happy because he finally harvested something after all this fatigue. Lucas wakes up from sleep and doesn't find Abel next to him. He keeps screaming loudly and calling for him, and indeed after a while he returns to him, and as soon as Lucas gets close to him, he flies far away from him. It has finally learned how to fly, which will make him spend his whole life on the ground. There is an instinct in the falcon that makes him want to move all the time and look for his own food. Or he hunts, and from here begins Abel's journey in the wilderness. The first is his attempt to hunt small squirrels in which he does not succeed. The second is his attempt to hunt a sheep. This is a very strange thing, how a small bird competes with a sheep whose leg size is almost heavier than a falcon, but this is what happened. Despite Abel's attempts, who does not despair to pull the little sheep down to make it fall on a stone and die. He fails, and by the way, this attempt could have cost him his life because the mother sheep was always behind them. One butt from her horn is enough to penetrate the body of the elephant, not the falcon. Absence of Abel makes Locust very sad and makes him worry about him all the time, because it is not just one danger that will chase him, but there are two dangers. The first is his father's gun that never leaves him, and which is present in the forest all the time, waiting for any mistake from any bird to hunt it, and the second is the falcon Kabil, his brother who grew up and learned how to hunt on his own. After a day, 2, and 3, Abel returns to his friend Lucas, who is very happy with his return after he had lost hope of seeing him again, but he is happy that he spent most of the time flying. The time comes for him to teach him how to hunt, because as we saw, Abel is clearly a bit tired. Danzer decides to help Lucas teach Abel how to hunt. They start making traps and tying the prey with a rope to make it appear that it is alive. Abel gets close to it. Lucas pulls it tightly to make him take it with his mouth faster, just like a normal falcon does with its prey in the blink of an eye. Indeed, after more than one attempt, Abel's intelligence and speed in hunting the prey become apparent, and Lucas succeeds for the second time in teaching Abel. The summer ends, and Danzer tells him that this way he will return to his father, because according to their agreement, he will stay with him all summer. But before he returns, they must both return the falcon to its area. Lucas refuses at first, but then agrees when Danzer convinces him that if he doesn't return, he won't be like the other falcons, and over time his ability to fly will decrease, and that this won't let him live his life freely. Lucas is convinced by his words. He decides to take him to the mountain and leave him there. Before he leaves, he ties a golden necklace around his leg. He hopes to see him again one day. Winter begins, and the snow falls on Lucas's house, and all he has to do is live in the forest until the snow melts. His rescue instinct kicks in, and he keeps breaking the traps that hunters put on the ground to catch animals. But Abel does the exact opposite. As soon as he sees a dog of the type that attacked him before when he was little, he takes it, puts it in the water, and leaves it to drown. Lucas finds a feather that looks exactly like Abel's feather, which he always misses. He decides to stay near that place until Abel comes back again and leaves him some food on the rock to tempt him with them until Abel sees him. A wolf watches Lucas and gets very close to him to attack him. A few meters away from them, Danzer finds 2 small footprints in the snow, not rabbits, nor human, nor even hawks. Then he hears Lucas screaming after the trap the hunter tied entangled his leg. All this while, the wolf is close to him and is about to kill him. The hunter, after hearing Lucas's voice, he screams and shoots his gun to make the wolf go away. Danzer runs to him to remove the iron handcuffs from his leg. After Abel returns to the mountain, he finds his brother there, and for sure the war between them will end. After Cabell threw his brother out of the nest when he was young, his mother helped him. Abel lived and learned everything without a mother. One day, Kabil hunts a young gazelle and flies away with it to eat it, and Abel is watching, and they both attack each other. Of course, if I ask you to imagine which of them killed the other, you will imagine wrong, because what happened is what Professor Danzer sees with his camera, which is that the 2 falcons lived together in peace without any fight. Lucas decides to leave the forest, the mountain, and everything, and travel, and packs all his clothes and the things he might need. Before he leaves, his father reaches his hut with evil in his eyes and thinks about everything that happened on the day they hated each other when Lucas caused the house to burn down, and his mother tried to save him but couldn't. After his father saved him and was still going to bring his wife home, he sets her on fire. Lucas is the reason for his mother's death. When he remembers what happened, he cries and leaves his things and runs away from the house. After Lucas goes out, his father hears the sound of rain and thunder. He decides to go out and look for him everywhere until he brings him back. Lucas suffers from the rain and thunder everywhere, but all he cares about is Abel, whom he finds next to his brother on a rock and thinks that they are still fighting. Rocks fall from everywhere because of the strong wind. Lucas tries to avoid the rocks and succeeds in doing so, but because of the strong thunder, he loses consciousness. Falcon stays by Lucas's side as long as he is unconscious, but flies away as soon as his father arrives. He opens Lucas's eyes and they both hug. Years later, while they are collecting wood, Lucas senses that Abel is there and tells his father. But he tells him that he has to accept that he died in the storm years ago, and the evidence is that they have not seen him once since then. His father is shocked by something coming towards Lucas from afar and orders him to extend his arm, and is surprised that Abel has returned after a very long absence. After Lucas reassures him and feels his feathers, he removes the collar on his leg and tells him that now he is 100% free. He lets him fly, and Lucas and his father continue on their way, and Abel returns to his brother. This teaches you that no matter how strong your attachment to something is, one day you have to accept reality, no matter how hard it is on you.